Hi, I'm Juan Galloway, President and CEO of New York City Relief. New York City Relief is a mobile outreach to the homeless in the New York City and New Jersey area, and we've been doing this for 31 years. But this year, 2020, was like no other. The homeless population was actually desperate for help because so many resources had dried up that they came to our outreaches to survive. Now, what we do is we use buses that are converted into mobile soup kitchens, and we deliver delicious soup, beverages, and fresh bread. In fact, we gave out 60,000 meals this year. That's double the rate we usually do. And there was over 100,000 drinks given out. So you can see, people didn't have what they needed to make it, and so they came to us like never before. We also distributed other things that were needed during COVID, like 27,000 hygiene kits so people could wash their hands and get clean. And this year, for the first time, 40,000 masks. We even distributed 65,000 pairs of Bombas socks because there was nowhere for people to go to get the clothing they needed. And when you live on your feet, socks are a big deal. Well, you know, they come for all these items, but really, we're trying to help them get off the streets for good, not just put some meal in their stomach for an hour. And so what we did is we operated life care visits. A life care visit is our term for a one-on-one resource consultation. We find out what the need is and we connect them to a resource so that they can turn their life around. These are things like shelter, food pantries, rehab and detox units for addiction recovery, and even job training and medical care. Really, we will help with anything if it will turn someone's life around. And we did that this year with 2,700 volunteers. Well, guess what? Normally we have double that, but with the pandemic, so many were not able to serve. But somehow we stabilized, we've pivoted, and we've innovated. We actually gave out 1,300 resource referrals to those vital resources to 97 different community partners. That means we, as the experts in where to connect people to help, were able to get people where they needed. And this year, for the first time, we actually gave out cell phones to the homeless. We've never done this in 31 years, but we actually gave out almost 500 cell phones because people needed a lifeline to connect with their family. They said, I'm going to call my family right now to let them know I'm still alive. So that's their most important, support system, but it also connected to things like food pantries, food stamps, Social Security, things that were locked down and they couldn't get inside, but with a phone, they could get what they needed. And for the first time this year as well, we provided 585 nights of hotel stay because there are many people on the streets who are elderly or they have health conditions, and they were living in congregate shelters packed in like sardines, and people had no masks, and so it was very dangerous. And so we actually were able to get them into a hotel temporarily to shelter until it was safe to find a better place long term. So I want to let you know, if you would like to help us continue during this pandemic to help people in the streets who need us, you can go to newyorkcityrelief.org and you can find out how to volunteer, but also how to give so that we can keep going and provide this care that they depend on during their hour of need. Would you consider that in your giving to charity this year? It would mean a lot to us and we would really appreciate it. God bless you, and I wish you a happy holidays.